And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben. This is my ending explained and what's going to happen next for Sweet Tooth. So this is your warning, your spoilers. This is the Netflix original based off the graphic novels or comic series. Let's jump into it. So we've been following Gus for 8 episodes, and one of the things I like and dislike about this series is that they rarely get the innocence right of Gus. So a lot of the time we see Gus, a fish out of water character, learning to deal with the real world because he's been basically living in this kind of cabin. He's not been allowed to go outside of the fence route until he has to. And so everything he discovers is new. Sweets, chocolates, TV, games, everything is new. So he's definitely a fish out of water character. The thing is, that makes his character very susceptible to making the wrong decisions because he doesn't know anything about the world. So at the same time, you're like rooting for him and you want him to experience new things. You're really frustrated for him when he starts making wrong decisions. So we get to that 8th episode and he's by the plane that's fallen down and he makes the call and you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna bring down the baddies. And it does. And he ends up being captured. He found out that he's created in a lab and he thinks like his life is not worth anything and he thinks he has nothing to live for. There was this really great monologue experience that we had between Tommy and Gus right towards the end by the plane. They finally we're going to be a family, and then we have that moment where Tommy is taken out. Basically we think he's dead. He gets captured and he gets basically taken with the other hybrids. It's there we see Gus finally interact with other hybrids, which is what he's been wanting to do for quite a while. We have that narrator come back in so we know the ending of the episode is coming and you're like, no, how can they end it like this? But then we see another radio call with our other main protagonist on a radio call, and finally we see that the fact that Gus's mom is alive, and everybody went, whoa, there is a kind of happy potential ending maybe. But at the same time we're wondering whether Gus is actually going to be experimented on. We see the doctor who we know that what he's doing is wrong, but he's trying to save his wife, and how far would you go to protect your loved ones? So it throws up all those questions, and so we have all those things happening at the end. We were worried whether even if one of our main characters, Tommy, is even alive. So this is where we get into major plot arcs for season 2 and what's probably going to happen. If you read the comics, you'll know. Major spoilers, just letting you know again, once again. So season 2 really starts off with Jeopard. In volume 2, it's all about how he went from transitioning from having lost his wife and his hybrid child to becoming one of the killers themselves. And so there's this really dark backstory that's going to that we're going to be showing off with, I'm guessing, with back storylines again, you know, those flashbacks that we've been having. But the main arc is going to be our new protagonist and Tommy building up an army to go and rescue the hybrid kids that they regard as themselves, as well as having the mother trying to guide them, I guess, because she's in Alaska. She's quite far away. Maybe that's a safe haven. There's a reason why she's in Alaska, and she's obviously trying to find a way to defeat the virus properly. But now that she will know that her son is alive, it's been 10 years, so she's probably given up hope. She might actually leave Alaska and journey again to try and find her son. I thought the bad guy, the leader of the bad guys, looked hilariously like Dr. Eggman from Sonic. Maybe that was just me, but every time I saw him with his massive beard, his moustache, and those darker goggles, I cracked up laughing because I was surprised to see Dr. Eggman in Sweet Tooth. And so that's probably where it's going to go. I do have one question for you as a bonus question. There's this moment where Gus is confronted with a bad guy who's holding a gun at him. I can't remember if it's a shotgun or I think it's a shotgun. And in the back of him, there is this silhouette of a giant deer. And we get the feeling that the deer was real, but then it just kind of fades backwards into the mist in the background because it's just standing outside the door. Do you think that was an ability that Gus had, or was that real? Does he have the ability to call animals to his side, and will he learn how to use those powers in season 2? They've kept to the comics so far for the majority of the storylines. They have changed a few things as they normally do, but I think that's probably where it will go. Let me know in the comments below where you think they should go, where you're hoping it should go, who is your favorite character so far. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.